Hello, this is Riku Rimpelä from Trainers Help Desk talking. This time talking about the test protocols. So when you have the measurement device, it's always important to think that what do you want to test? What do you want to test and how often you want to test? Some background thoughts on that one to share with you. So on both of these sides, it's good to have some baseline, some model to base the thinking on. And on the what side, this has turned out to be a good baseline thinking for the SmartPaddle, so that when they spin faster, how much more are they able to get efficient power out of the cycle? And then what to measure depends heavily also that how much time do you have to do the measurements. If you have just a little time, then a good approach has been to work in the middle, so do 2 times 50 meters, 200 race pace. Doesn't give you visibility on all of it, but some idea on that one. And two, because of the fact that the first can be an accident, but the second one then will show the truth. If you have more time, then covering this part of the graph will be possible by doing 4 times 25 with increasing speed, so 200 race pace, 100 race pace, 50 race pace, and all out, and will give you good, in an easy way, give you a good idea on the dynamics of the swimming. Then for those are single repetition tests, but then the question of course is that if you do it for a longer time, what happens? And for that one, 1500 meters, 5 times 200 meters with increasing speed, or 4 times 50 meters with max effort have been used. For example, with 5 times 200 meters, it has been done in combination with lactate testing. And the benefit you get out of that one is that when you see changes there in the threshold values, you will be able to isolate that which part of that was because of the engine, which part of that was because of the changes in the efficiency on using the engine. Good. All of these that were discussed until now were more kind of the focused skill tests, where you focus on that one. It's an isolated environment and you can really focus on that one. And they provide you a baseline understanding on the dynamics of this swimmer. In addition to that one, has been a good approach to compare the focused skills against the training skills, meaning measuring the normal training session like 10 times 200 meters and compare that what changes and how. And also the race skills, so doing the race simulations and comparing those three against each other. And they will be different. They will be different for different individuals, and that's one part of the important information you need in the coaching, that how they behave, how they work on different conditions. Then to the how often side, and thinking on that one heavily depends on your coaching process. So how are you able to make changes in the coaching, in the daily coaching? Because measurement as such is interesting, but only when it leads to the actions, it really has an impact on the performance. But anyway, a good baseline thinking to take into account from measurement theory is this 10 times rules, which simply says that if you have time from here to here to make the change, use it to 10 measurements on that one. And the reason for 10 comes from the thinking that when you start from here and do your initial assessment, you do your plan and you start executing plan, and then you do 3 measurements, you will see that it looks like that you will end up here. Then you do your next planning and see that what are the changes on the plan, what are the actions I can change, and then you do your three next measurements and you'll see that it looks like this, and then the final assessment, and then looking like this, and you'll end up here. And the way it goes is that if you are able to change every day, then you are able to also with the measurements immediately see that if you are going to the wrong direction, you are able to change the direction, and then in that way you are able to iterate the best way you can. That's another way of using the measurement tools. If you are able to change the plan only 3 times a season, it's even more important that you do the correct decision at that point, and you have the correct data, and you are able to rely on the data and the decisions you are doing based on that one. So different ways of using the SmartPaddle, and depends on many things, that how to combine what and the how. But the main thing I think on this one is that decide what you want, make plan on how to make that visible through the measurements. So that when you have the measurement points fixed there, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because what you measure is what you get. And also the fact that when you need to plan on that level of detail, that what do you want to measure, it usually helps you to be more concrete on what you want. And another point of view is that measurement can be planned, can be fulfilled in 100% accuracy. You can never progress from here to here. You can never plan the progress. That's something that will then be output of the process that you will do. But what you can plan are the measurements that you do to make the progress visible. This is some food for thought on using the SmartPaddle. It's a tool, and tools can be used in any way, but hopefully giving you a bit of an insight on what it means on training with the sense for the essentials. So deciding what you want, then learning through the measurements about your coaching, your swimmers, and the data itself. And in that way, all the time be able to get the best potential out of you, your team, and your swimmers. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the more information on the relevant topics for your coaching.